Okay, I just decided that I don't really have to do the steering the steering XR showcase. Basically, I will die to those rolling magmas. I can't really dodge them very well, and we'll use several portals and yeah, kill him in like 2 or 3 phases. I can't really um kill him really quick because like I'm using pretty cheap gear right now. But on the other hand, this build is proven to be, I think, better than uh, the normal Phantasmal creation build. So for the normal Phantasmal creation build, you use a specific crafted plus 2 skill gloves to get a higher unearthed level. And that is pretty much it. You can't really. It's very hard to scale the damage with the elemental overload notable. And the other variant is the crit version, and that of course you need to craft really crazy chests and helm pieces and everything. And this poison variation is different. So basically, I'm no content creator. If you are curious about POB or you want to know more about this build, just Google Cremation 3.21. And yeah, the first thing that appear on top of Google should be the guide from the content creator who came up with the cremation idea. And if you click that link, you'll be able to just see the first 3.21 update. So basically, this is his second idea, second iteration of what's called of the Python build. The first one is using a ring that will convert your fire damage chaos. So the downside of that is that you are basically just well, basically the good thing about converting is that you can use a Wither Step and scale DOT and DOT and Despair to get better damage overall. But his newest version is using these gloves. I don't really know how to pronounce it. So by using this glove, you'll be able to poison your fire skill, and this is I think it's good because you are doing the normal fire damage, ignite damage, and on top of that you add poison. If you think about it, if you convert your fire to chaos, then basically you lose ignite, and by doing like use your fire to poison, you just gain free ignite, and still you keep all the good things about the poison. Of course, you need to sacrifice a glove space. But on the other hand, if you do damage, if you just use this traditional read as well, you'll still be able to very easily to get like 92 unearthed level. So yeah, so my so my gem level is 27. Of course, you can get like a more expensive gem, hit it 28, and get a +1 per physical skill. Then like it will be 29. So 2 more levels. That is it will be like very significant damage boost. So again, to recap, this glove is the key to make this build work. And apart from that, it's really the old thing. So you get a lot of energy shield. You better use a Crusader influenced belt instead of like this crap, and use a really high sorry, really high energy shield. Um, boots. So I prefer to have double magicians, but you can just use another one for like a damage or like better get an attribute or something. These are all the old things that we've been playing for like 2 days already. Mm. And defensive layer, you have like Aegis Aura and Incandescent Heart. Gives you very like give a lot of energy shield and also relatively at a relatively cheap price. And the region is insane. So this is pretty much how this build works. If you take a look at the tree, it's going to be you don't have to. I think probably Griff himself, the content creator, he did some math and figured out the minion path doesn't really worth it anymore. And for the elemental, all the fire part, they don't really matter anymore. So he dropped all this, and he passed all his way through here to get some mana nodes. And also pass all the way here to get some mana nodes. I don't really know why. I assume it's going to be like because he also ran Marvelous, which is another big damage boost. But I can't really do it without the Ashes of Star anyway, so that's why I didn't care about it. But yeah, in the end, I assume you want to just copy his POB. This exact setup to make sure that you can reserve. You can just have the reservation. So he didn't run this small cluster, so I have to run this to fit in the Herald of Agony. Yeah, talking about the Herald of Agony, basically to poison, I use two things. One is chance to poison to like basically sacrifice 50% of damage and be able to get the consistent poison. And the other thing is that the Herald of Agony, I think, not I think, so basically just with I think 155 kills or something, you can get the divergent version, which will give you 20 more percent of poison on hit. And with there's he uses a different unique draw to get some to get some some like to allocate this node, and so that he can and use the expensive way to get 100% poison chance, and of course that means 50 more percent of damage on top of everything. So I, on the other hand, just I have you have to use a virtual side. They are just cheap, and just give you whatever you want. You should use the expensive version if you can afford it. Restore yes we get hit, but for me like just additional physical damage, it's good enough. And for the Forbidden Jewel, I use this because I can't really afford the very expensive unique drawers. So Forbidden Flame and Flash are super cheap in terms of the corpse pact, because of course like no other witch ascendants use this. But for us, basically these three, they are all like a good thing to advocate. That's why these are expensive, and we can just simply go with them ourselves, and then like go with the corpse pact and the allocate the corpse pact. So Grafen himself doesn't use the essence gluten, which gives a lot of regen. He doesn't use that. I'm not really sure why. When I look at POE.ninja, most people just drop a Commander of Darkness because the flag damage is not really that much. Also, and the elemental resistance, you can just get them from more expensive gear. But yeah, if we just do it ourselves, then this is like just cheaper, and you can always reallocate when you can afford more. But the biggest thing is Ashes of the Star. A lot of people that just say that well, Ashes of the Star is mandatory for this build. It depends on how you define mandatory. Like yes, as you can see, I mean in my other videos, I still have to go through 2.5 phases from the Eater of the World fight, so it's not amazing. But for like mapping and everything, it does its job. So yeah, it depends like what your expectation is. And the good thing about this build is that you can always update. You have a very clear update path, like yeah, +2 skill weapon and the ashes to star and the jewels that you allocate all these things and there's another one like physical to add physical, edit physical, convert it to fire or something like. Just look at the POB that guy had. Yeah, that is how that works. And yeah, on top of that is, I mean, other than that, it's basically the same tree. So all these defensive builds, defensive nodes, and you can have like a weather from wither from internal suffering. Yeah, and you get a 100% chance from this thing as well. You you will have your average. You shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't need this one. So then you can get even more damage. The only damage that is on tree except for the elemental, which will be converted anyway, it's elemental and chaos. And other than this, the only damage boost is from the DOT, and it is only little cluster. All the others are reservation of defensive layer. And that is why this build is so tanky. Of course, the mana. And I'm only at level 90. I'm allocating all the notables. Sorry, what is that called? The mastery. Okay, I am young. So after leveling up, I can just allocate these masteries, get stronger. I hope that I can fill another cluster here. Maybe get rid of this one at some point. But yeah, this build is I think it's better than the previous one. So this is my another account I just created and playing and just try to simulate the League Star scenario. So with this account, I just want to do like a pure Delirium mirror run and being tanky and dealing like damage, even though moving is not super fast. It's yeah, it's gonna be a fun build. Yeah, so that's it. This is the introduction of the poison cremation build. Again, Google cremation 3.21 and look at the content creators guide and his POB and everything. Then yeah, just go from there. Thank you.